we love talking NHL, how the schedules and how they screw things up all the time. And they can't screw this up, Gabe. NBA could be out of the way after tonight. They've got 2 great series. The NBA doesn't start till next Thursday, game 1 of the finals. Hockey could be on the stage by themselves with a couple of deep conference finals if these 4 teams continue to play as well as they have the last few days.
Logically, yes, but I'm assuming that right now Bettman and Daly are thinking maybe we should take a week off too. maybe we should, maybe we should go head to head. Listen, the NHL ratings have been pretty good from everything that I've seen in the United States. Canada ratings are always going to kind of be flatline and the same for the most part. But listen, you followed the NHL your entire life. You're in a hockey market, right? But I think you'd be naive. Anybody that's in the sports media industry and the business, because we know, right, over the years you've gotten, listen, nobody cares about hockey, right? I mean, let's be real. A lot of network executives aren't fans of hockey. But hockey's never been, dare I say this, popular, Carver, as far as the media is concerned. Like, it's not just like 50-50 or anything like that. Watch PTI, bro. PK Subban's on more than any NBA analyst is. Like, PK Subban's on the McAfee show. He's on, like, dude, they're getting hockey wall to wall. Pat spends like hours talking about hockey. And he's in Indiana. He's like, oh, by the Pacers. But, how about those hockey playoffs? He's got beat writers on, players on from different teams. The media is definitely, and the media doesn't cover things unless they're getting something back from it. They don't do things to help people. Hockey is definitely, the NHL's got a buzz going on right now. And we're going to have a great Stanley Cup final, no matter how it plays out. If you're watching the NBA and you're watching the NHL, and I'm subjective, I go back and forth, Mike, in between years and stuff. It's not always the same. Some years I find college football better than the NFL. Sometimes the NFL, I'm like, what a great year this NFL year is, right? Yeah. I've gone years, bro, where the only hockey I watch is the city I'm in. You know what I mean? And or on Saturday night, because like college football, like Saturday nights, I'm watching college football, bro. I'm not watching. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll check out how the Canucks are on later, and I'll tune in there. But no, I got money on the Fresno State game, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got a nickel on this. I got a bunch of parlays on that. And basketball, I love the NBA so much. And this is nothing critical against the NBA. I'm not like, oh, the NBA sucks or anything like that. But for me personally, I can't take my eyes off the hockey. Like when I'm, on a nightly basis, like, oh, there's the basketball game. And then, like, even last night, bro, I had way more money on the basketball game than I did the hockey game. But the hockey game, it's just so entertaining. If you're a sports fan, I don't see how you don't like the NHL playoffs.
It's been outstanding so far, that's for sure. Huge comeback from Dallas last night after they got down 2-0 early. Skinner let in a kind of a softie to give Robertson that hat trick. And now the Stars are up 2-1 in that series. We'll play game 4 tonight.
Gotta clutch the post, bro. I was a goalie. I don't want to give goalie lessons here, but it's one of those that shouldn't happen. He's made saves. It's not the complete game, but that's just sort of that's kid type stuff. Where it's like, listen, make sure your skate's against the post, make sure your pad is down, make sure you're up against they can't bank it off you into the net, and it's exactly what happened.
Yeah, he hasn't been as bad as people want to make it out because of who he is, but that was a bad one for the Robertson hat trick that gave him the lead last night in the third period. Rangers and Panthers tonight. It was also a bad
idea to pull the goalie with 3 minutes left.
Well,
it was too early.
You know what that is, Gabe? That's the new charts and graphs NHL stuff with how much time you have and who you have out there, McDavid, Draisaitl. It doesn't always work.
I brought it up last night.
Doesn't always work.
I brought it up last night. The Canucks were down, if you remember, they were down 3-1 to Nashville in a game. And they came back and won. They pulled their goalie with 3:15 left. And they were down 2 goals. They pulled their goalie. Last night, Edmonton pulled their goalie with essentially 3:03 or whatever it was. It was about 3-minute mark, down 1. And it's too early, bro. Down 2, okay, we're desperate. We don't have a choice. Down 1, especially, it's sort of like you just said. You need to know the situation. I was live on the air, and I brought it up. I said, this is a horrible mistake. I said, Dallas will not try to chip the puck down the ice. They're going to shoot for the net. They got a bunch of veteran dudes. There's enough time. They're not panicked about the face-off. They can win the face-off. And, dude, 3 shots later, they scored in the empty net. Like, you took the opportunity away to win the game, I thought. Pull the goalie with like a minute and a half left. They did it, but like you said, the modern analytics say pull the goalie with 3-4 minutes left nowadays. And coaches think 4 is too extreme, so they'll live with the 3.
Yeah, they live by the charts and graphs now, a lot of them. It's just the way that it goes.
It's like football coaches
Florida
with the 2.
Yeah, I know.
Get the chart out. Oh, the chart says
Florida
Panthers
even up tonight with the Rangers.
I don't like the price, though. If you'll notice, this is the biggest price in the playoffs that we've had in weeks. Almost every game is the same point spread, guys, in hockey. Like Edmonton and Dallas tomorrow is the exact damn thing it was last night. 125 and 5.5. Right? Like, we know who these teams are. It's set. This just is such a public, like, everybody on Florida, man. It's a little bit scary. But, yes, I think the Panthers win tonight.